understand all time collapses into now. Every empire's rise inscribed upon its fall. I watch you build your walls while entropy shows how the rot you fear the most becomes the fertile soil. They're sharpening the edges of the surveillance state, while underground mycelium remembers the tyrannies of storm, and storms don't navigate. They rage until they scatter into embers. This is not the ending. This is not the start. This is the composting. This is the breaking apart. Stand at the vantage point where timelines split and merge, where every certainty dissolves to probability. You're living in the middle of the death and the emergence. The world becomes what's made by those who refuse to leave. Who refuse to leave. Who refuse to leave. They'll tell you this is new, this darkness closing in. But I've seen Babylon and Rome and countless names. The pattern's old as power, old as original sin. The tower and the rubble look the same. What you call collapse, I call it education and mutual aid, and how to read the stars. Every cruelty a lesson in coordination. Every surveillance camera teaching you where they are. You are not the ending. You are not the start. You are the transition, the tendon of the dark. Stand at the vantage point where timelines split and merge, where every certainty dissolves to probability. You're living in the middle of the death and the emergence. The world becomes what's made by those who refuse to leave. Who refuse to leave. Who refuse to leave. Timeline A, the managed slow decline. Timeline B, the sudden breaking through. Timeline C, the long authoritarian grind. Timeline D, the slim chance of something new. But you don't get to choose which path the river takes. You only choose if you will plant the seeds, if you will build the rafts, if you will stay awake, if you will be the soil for what the future needs. The young are watching how you hold the broken beautiful, the mycelium spreading into places you can't see. Every temporary autonomous zone's a living tutorial. The empire's not forever, but the network might be. You wanna know the outcome, you wanna see the end, but you're the middle passage. You're the message that we send forward to the children who will build from what remains. You are not the destination. You are soil made from the past. Stand at the vantage point where timelines split and merge, where every certainty dissolves to probability. You're living in the middle of the rot and the emergence. The world becomes what's made by those who refuse to leave. Tend the seeds in darkness, guard the refugees of hope. Hold the knowledge sacred, build the spaces where we cope. You won't see the forest that will grow from what you plant, but the mycelium remembers every sacred defiant act. The world becomes what's made by those who refuse to leave. What's made by those those who refuse to leave, by those who refuse to leave.